Okay, guys, it's I Love Fish 2 bringing you back to. We're going to do part 2 of the Classics Best 2000 or not 2000, 1993, and second half of the box. Still partially hoping to pull a Barry Bonds auto out of here, and if it's stuck, I'm just going to cry. But you can hear that crackling. Same thing with the first part of the packs. If you listen to them, I think these got a little wet, a little old. Said this whole reason that I actually sleeve all the cards in my collection. So it's an expense I'm willing to do, and I think in the long term it will pay off because I won't have that problem. But Sean, Jeff Jackson, Jose Verda, Jason Bear, Michael Moore, Tom Atkins, Todd Stevenson, Mark something, James Braun, and Carlos Delgado. But got a pretty good feeling that pack's going to head in the trash can. They're just too well stuck together. Dennis Kunzowitsky. And Dennis, if you ever read that, I probably just botched your name. Luis Martinez, John Schaefer, Alex Ocho, Brian Kowitz, Matt Wiesenhunt, John Hooverowski, Bobby Abreu. Get that one off. It might not be too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Fernando Da Silva, and Dwight Manis. Chris Saunders, Jamie Dismuke, Greg Blosser, Red Sox prospect at one time. Sean Ryman, minor league checklist. Keith Johns with a Mike Freitas in the back. Ivani Savanas. Gonna have a Juan De La Rosa, Scott Grinnell. And then there's a Bob Butler behind him that is stuck. So we got Glenn Murray. Damn it, these are. Sorry if you heard that, but Compton Shaw, Alfonso, Williams, Christmas, Van Hold, Damon Hollister, Hollins, Jesus Martinez, Garrett Wilson, James Brewington, and then a Glenn Murray. So now I forgot why I don't buy really old stuff. Carlos Delgado. Well, that was Chris Saunders. Let's see if I can try it from the front. Scott Haderberg, Gary Wilson, Brian Raby, Damon Hollins, John Shave, Jose Cabrera, Juan De La Rosa, Solomon Torres, and Carlos Delgado. Kind of interesting. Pulled the two Jeters on the first half, and haven't pulled one since. But with 8 cards per pack, pretty sure it was 8 cards. 10 cards per pack. So should actually be able to pull like 2 sets per box. But Ed Riley. Mark Hill. Looks like Wormier. I'm not sure. Buckley. Troy Buckley. Dan something. Jim Keefe. Manny Ramirez. In actually pretty good shape. Minus the card on the back of him. Which came off pretty easily. This is a Mike Zimmerman. Tim Worrell. Todd Worrell's brother. And Marty Cordova. So we're halfway done. Glenn Murray again. Man, he must be a bazillion of cards. Joe Pomerowski, Mike Hostetler, followed by Derek Jeter. So there's Jeter, a little bit of damage on the back, but Vernon Spearman, Dan Chalowski, Mark Johnson, Jeff Williams, Rob Butler's the back card, and in between we've got a Tucker Hammergarden. So we got one Jeter, so maybe we can pull another. 4 Jeters in a box would be pretty good if I could salvage a couple. Dwayne Singleton, Paul Ellis, and there's a Ken Carlisle on the back of him that may not go on. Jamie Cepeda, Willie Motin, Andy Nizick, Frank Rodriguez, Brandon Wilson, Jim Gevins, and Curtis Shaw. Shane Andrews, Matt Williams, Rondell White, Benji Gill, Mark Smith, Jeff Reunion, Tommy Adams, Steve Olson, Rick Buccerio, and Kirk Hernandez. Those look like actually make a nice looking set, but not the way they are. But how about Mark Mantini, Jim Arnold, Todd Ritchie, Steve Gibraltar, Bill Wirtz, Aaron Seeley, Scott Ruffcorn, Steve Whitaker, Chris Hill, and Jose Rossellini. You got Jeff Ware, Phil Hatt, Mike Lumley, and John Zuber, Jose Vitillo, with a Chris Marlowski, Heath Haynes, Kevin Jordan, Gary Sheffield, black and white, Stockton Ports, number 216. So probably Bobby Jones. This is probably like some type of a flashback card that Classic started doing, since it's black and white. John Roper, Howard Battle, Edgar Soriano, Clint Scales, Brian Kowitz, Mike Kelly, Ben Blomdahl, James Daughtery, Jim Mooring, Eddie Pearson, and William Canady. How about Midrow Cummings? If I can get to the next one. Justin Thompson, Jim Pitsley, Chad Fonville. Not going to cooperate. Ray David, or McDavid. Eduardo Perez, Jason Kendall, TJ Matthews, Gary Mata, Billy Hall. He used to just haunt me. You know, when it really used to haunt me was Bill Spires. But, how about a Mike Durant? This pack seems a little thick. But, Richie Becker, Tim Crabtree, Chris Dessinger, I guess, Scott Stavak, Doug Glanville, John Burke, Paul Spoljarek, Darren Burton, Tavo Alvarez, and the last pack that you guys will have to suffer through if you're even still watching the video, because this is pretty bad and boring. But Brent Gates, Andy Pettit, Shannon Stewart, Mike Robertson, Butch Husky, John Bancroft, Chris Burr, Checklist, and Chad Konagia, and Scott Posey. So, no auto. Probably half damaged or so. Just from age, they were sticking together. So, if you happen to need anything, or that, it's ilovefishtoo@yahoo.com.